about the size of an integer data type. We asked about the size of a bool. We have the size of a boolean, size of long. So these are the different data types. And then this is actually the legacy 8-bit integer data type. It works with the Arduino is based on APR chips, or most C programming languages. You can use this to make sure that the data that you're using is 8-bit. And then also the bool is specific to Arduino. It may not be. Yes, of course, you can design a circuit without breadboard. It just looks cleaner with the breadboard. And that's why I've been using breadboard. So I have the code where I define various data types. And then at the bottom, I'm not using the loop because I want to print it out only once, so we can actually observe the output. So to start it off, I want to comment out all this. And then what I want to do is I want to increment x and then print the value of x. So you notice from the code that printing the value of x at this stage. So let me print s. This is one way of introducing space as well. So if you go print it like this, I will just so let's do x plus plus. Right. So you notice that I've got x equals 3276 7, if you can see. I want two people to write the answers, what they think the answer will be if I increment this by 1. Okay, so let's try that now. We've got different views now. All right, let's try that now. We go into our serial monitor. And then we try the calculation to see what comes up. We get negative 32768. And those saying no are on point because if you think about it, the integer is 16-bit. And the maximum numbers you can have for 16-bit is 2 to the power 16. Because integer is positive, negative whole numbers, it's actually 2 to the power 16 divided by 2. So you get negative 32768 to positive 32768 or 32,768. So this is the maximum number you can represent with integer data type. So when you add, you will get an overflow, and the overflow will get you to the negative side. And note that this will trip the overflow register in the architecture. Good. Thank you everybody who answered. Those who got it wrong, those who got it right, perfect. I'm glad you answered. That's really good. So that's the first step to looking into the integer data type. And what I have done, there is a useful function. It's the size of, get rid of this so it becomes easier, and I will comment this out. Documents are becoming really useful in this class. I'm aware of the time, do not worry, we will finish it. So there is this size of function which was recently introduced into the Arduino IDE. So the size of actually returns in bytes the date, the space occupied by a particular variable. So if we say the size of E is data type of unsigned int 8, the data type. So we expect to see how much space this particular variable is occupying in memory. So the key trick here is the size of operator that I'm introducing. So basically, if I run this code, this one is the first one that we had. We expect to see on the output. Let me clear the output and then run it again. We expect to see how much space each one of these data type is occupying in memory. So you notice that unsigned 8 occupies 1 byte, the bool occupies 1 byte, boolean occupies 1 byte, byte occupies 1 byte, integer, for those who got it right in the first place, occupies 2 bytes, long occupies 4 bytes, the same as double and the same as float. All good? Perfect. So here is the trick. When you notice that all I have done today is actually just map, just give practical examples of how the data types work. You can do the same with the if else. We look at the Arduino scope, we look at the blinking, we look at why we need a constant. You can just work with examples, and those who were struggling earlier, I hope this brings you up to speed, and I hope by now you can have a bit more confidence in your programming skill, because the whole idea is that as we dig up, I expect you to write your own code. Does that help? Pretty much is just, they are just basically the same thing. Just boolean expression. Perfect. I hope you learned something new. I hope you